favorite brandy and cigars. I want him to feel right at home.
Then get the Millers across the street to tar and feather their lawn jockey.
I'm going to go out on the lanai for a while. The air is always so nice and fresh after a storm.
As long as you're out there, Rose, why don't you pull some weeds?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Dorothy, you're 60 years old and breaking up fake rock and roll bands. I want you to think about that.
Ma, will you stop it? Thanks to me, Don can now perform his own songs. Do you know what that makes me?
Yoko Zbornak?
Silly water-retaining Rose. She was discovered by the movies. I was discovered by a print ad photographer and the shoots today.
Oh, Blanche, haven't you had enough problems with photographers? Remember the last time? I mean, sure, the pictures turned out...
Goodbye again.
Bye, darling. Oh, Dorothy, I'm so glad things worked out.
Oh, me too.
Maybe you're not a grandmama yet, but you're still a darn good mama.
And Kate's gonna be a darn good mama, too, sometime.
When I told her, she said, Rose, honey, you're just a little girl. You have your entire life before you and the whole world to see. Now, you wait until you grow up and get sophisticated and marry at 15 like your sisters. But you didn't. No, I was always kind of the gypsy of the family. He wanted me to give the ring back.
You're a horrible little person.
Come on, like you never pretended to be possessed by somebody's dead husband for a couple of laughs. Because all you got were bills. Listen to this part at the end. Tell me if you think Joanne's a lesbian.
Hi, Sophia. Hi, Dorothy. Guess what I've got?
A friend who's a lesbian?
Better. I picked up a...
Rose, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why is your name 3 times larger than ours?
Because I'm the one who actually won it. If you ever want to look at it, it'll be in my bedroom.
That my mother might have given you the wrong idea about what kind of man my brother Phil was.
Not to worry. The good Lord has given me a 6th sense, so to speak. I can tell a lot about a person just by looking at them.
He was special.
I'm sure.
Don! We're going to jail.
What did you call me?
Before he answers that, let me reiterate, we are bitterly divorced.
Relax, Dorothy.
Blanche, you want me to drive you to the hospital?
Oh, no.
I'm not sure that it's a good idea for you to drive yourself.
I'm not sure that I'm going to go.
What do you mean you're not sure you're going?
Oh, I just have some other things I have to do.
But Blanche, if something bad happened to somebody I care about, I'd want to go back.
He pretty much gets his way on these things. Besides, someone's got to take care of little Spumoni face.
Who?
Dorothy. When I worked late, I'd come home. We had our little secret ice cream club, and that was the nickname I gave her.
And what was her nickname for you?
Favorite parent.
Pay dirt. Well, are you going to do it?
I haven't had time to make up my mind.
Honey, don't dawdle. Now, men have a very short memory span when it comes to that question. Sometimes they forget before you can get your clothes back on. Oh, Dorothy, Glenn is at me. I tried to convince Myra that he's just a friend, but she wouldn't listen. For some reason, she won't accept a divorce. I really feel threatened.
Ma, Stan gave me an engagement ring.
I see. Excuse me. Some people found it obnoxious. For me, it was a turn-on.
Miles is cooking dinner to celebrate Frost's birthday. He invited us all and we accepted.
I don't remember ever agreeing to that.
Sure you did. I distinctly remember. You said, oh boy, Miles reading poetry. Sign me up, sign me up. You sounded pretty definite.
Oh, my God. Rose is gonna have triple bypass, for she needs us.
She's going into surgery soon. We just sedated her, and in a few seconds she may not be coherent, so please keep it brief.
Barry Glick is very important to you.
Barry was the man that I wanted to be the first.
First where?
On Mars, Rose. My first lover.
Well, so what happened?
Stanley. That's what happened. Stanley.
When I had a severe attack of writer's block. My head was devoid of all ideas and thoughts.
That happens to me a lot.
Do you write?
No. Why do you ask?
Calm down. What's wrong?
These two are driving me crazy. They drink milk off the floor, they scratch the furniture, and this one just coughed up a fur ball.
That was not a fur ball. It was
Rose,
a
who
raspberry.
cares what it was? Now quit driving Ma crazy.
Dorothy, our director's...
What's the matter, honey? Did you have a bad time with Ray? It wasn't Ray. His ex-wife, Myra, ran into the Chowder Heads where we were eating and started yelling at me. And then she grabbed a lobster out of the tank and forced me out of the booth.
How was the lobster at Chowder Heads? She was a frogman and swam right into the bulkhead. They put a metal plate in her head. Now she gets HBO through her eyeballs. Don't look at me like that. If Tyson has another fight, you may want to set her up in the rec hall.
This is all hard to believe.
If it's not true...
And so Dorothy Parker turned to Alexander Wolcott and said, if you laid all the women in this room end to end, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
I don't care. The minx can just sit there and we'll lose all our money. I don't care. Just don't mention Spanish Fly to me ever again.
You're really touchy about these Spanish flies, aren't you? Oh, Blanche, what did the doctor say?
Say?
Bringing the boys over, Dreyfus. Love it when Dreyfus brings the puppies over to play. I really think...
Well, I might. You want me to take a look?
Forget it.
Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. I'm just a little uncomfortable here.
Helps if you stuff newspapers under the mattress.
Well, that's not what I meant. I was talking about being here at the shelter.
This is your first...
Shut up and listen. Do you remember the first day you went to school?
No.
I do. You looked so adorable in that pink and white polka dot dress. I loved that dress. Even after you outgrew it, it was tucked away in an upstairs closet for years.
You put it away for sending a new and fascinating friend. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really touched. Look, why don't I go ahead and get the coffee and let the three of you get to know each other?
Barbara, that is such a stunning brooch. Wherever did you get it? Oh, I was in Morocco working on a novel, not to mention a dashing young Moroccan.
Wait until you see what I bought.
Oh, I found the most stunning silk dress, an incredibly revealing lace nightie, and look, these just adorable sequin socks.
Sequin socks?
I think they kind of make a personal statement.
Yeah, this end up. Okay,
Hi, Rose. Hey, what you doing?
Oh, it's a variation on an old idea. Homemade Mr. Potato Heads. You take a baked potato and you give him two little raisins.
Birthday.
So you see, everybody bends the truth now and then. It's not a crime.
But I lied to Kirsten. Now she hates me for it.
Then tell her the truth.
I can't. If I tell her the truth about the money, then she'll find out the truth about her father.
having to...
Hold on, Dorothy. This is a joke, isn't it? He didn't really pick you over me.
Oh, Blanche, I didn't even want the part, but Jason said I have presents.
Listen, I really have to go to work.
He actually picked you over me. I do not believe this. I have been had.
I know.
Uh-oh. I don't think Seraphina's a worthy opponent for me anymore.
Why not, Sophia?
I'm afraid she's losing it. I just got her next chess move. She bid 4 spades.
Well, the reviews are finally in. The next step you take could be the most important one of your life. Now look, you trust me. Jimmy, make that step. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Please. Come on.
You don't want the doctor to operate?
No.
Then it's settled. We'll do it here. Blanche, go boil some water and get me a pillow. Rose, sharpen my Ginsu knife. Dorothy, pick out a shoe you'd like to bite on.
You're not serious.
No, I'm just acting as stupid.
The evidence had melted. To this day, every time I pass an ice cream parlor or a tackle shop, I blush.
Look, Coach.
Oh, I am so excited. I can't believe I'm going to see Trudy again after all these years.
Oh, I'm excited for you too, Dorothy. That's why I want everything perfect. I'm making Scandinavia's oldest and most traditional appetizer treat. Cheese.
And he has my slipper again. I do not believe this. I had this thing hidden in the closet behind 3 suitcases.
Isn't this dog amazing? He can find anything.
Anything? A viable Democrat for president. Go!
So he offered to give me an A if I would...
Do number 5.
Actually, number 5, 6, and 7B.
Why, that's terrible. What, were there any witnesses?
No.
Oh.
Nothing to it. I mean, it's not that bad.
Dorothy, have you had plastic surgery? I don't believe it.
What'd you have done? My eyes. And I tell you, it was worth every penny.
Please, you spend $1,500, you go out on 2 dates a year.
I didn't do it for anybody else. I did it for me. I mean, most people didn't even know I'd had the surgery.
Well, this year we just happened to have gotten a real actor, a star of incredible magnitude. Oh, Dorothy, the Miami Community Players are going to have the extraordinary experience of working with none other than the incandescent Mr. Patrick Bone.
Oh, my...
Here we go, some nice snacks.
Oh, thank you, Rose.
Oh, look. Here's one of Phil when he was 17.
Oh, he looks so handsome. Oh, I don't think I ever saw him in a tux.
Airport, I was thinking about what you said, how much courage it took for you to say it. That's when I realized how much you must really love me. Oh, baby. Mama, you were right about Jeremy, too. I can do better. Just took someone who loved me to point it out.
Let's go tell the girls the good news. They're out in the kitchen having cheesecake. Oh, while I'm reminiscing. You know how it is when old pals get together. Excuse us.
Well, that's that. How does it feel to have your butt whipped?
Well, sometimes I find it...
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Dorothy. Not everybody likes him. But boy, Miles has just disappeared. Have you seen him?
Maybe I will have a herringbone.
What about Miles?
And one for later. Oh, Ma, I've done something terrible. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did.
Guido Spirelli? It's me, Sophia. I've come a long way to speak to you. Many years ago, I wronged you. I broke your heart, and because of that, I've been suffering all these years. I just want you to know how sorry I am. From the bottom of my heart, Guido, I apologize.
So that's it. You're willing to give us the Donatello triplets if we put your new boyfriend in the show.
That's blackmail. That's show business. Hi, girls. How's everything going?
Awful. Kent Ferguson canceled. We don't have an MC for the talent show.
We don't even have...
Your roots.
Why should I do this for you? First you left me at the altar. You shamed me. You shamed my father. You left me with a sullied reputation.
But we didn't do anything.
Well, how do you think that made me look?
I was a kid. I was scared that if I got married and had a family, I never would get out of that village.
Oh, well, it turns out he was a rat.
You know, I once prepared a 6-course meal with what I thought was chicken. But it turned out to be
Rose, in my heart, I cannot believe that Miles is a rat. He just fell in with the wrong people, that's all. Now, look,
Good. And in keeping with that spirit, I sold you to the Sultan of Fatah.
Ma.
What? You're a substitute teacher. It'll be just like the king and I.
Ma, why do you do this?
I want you to be happy.
I am happy. Look, Ma, I know that you think there's something missing from my life, but there isn't.
Branch's party. When it's done, I'd like you to take a look at it.
I'd be happy to, Mr. Allen.
Be happy to, Mr. Allen. My, Dorothy, aren't we licking boots a little early this morning?
I had a light breakfast. Here's your mail.
Why don't you just tell me what's in...
But it hasn't. I was hoping that it might help me get over my problem.
What problem?
Well, it's not easy for a man to say, Rose. I'm impotent.
Anybody. So do you love him?
I do, very much.
Well, good, because so do I.
You mean that, Blanche? Because Doug loves me for what I am, not for what he wants me to be or wishes I were.
I guess I deserve that.
I guess you do.
Well, Clay, this is very difficult for me.
It'll help, Rose. Of course we'll do it.
Oh, thank you. You are the best friends I've ever had. Now, before I lose the nerve, I better make the plane reservations.
Did she say plane reservations? I thought her aunt lived in Fort Lauderdale.
She did, Big Mouth, but she's being buried in the Bahamas where she spent her winters. Damn.
Easy, not healed, not healed.
Sophia, where have you been?
What are you doing on this elevator?
I'm into easy listening. How the hell should I know?
What difference does it make? We found you.
Oh, what a day this has been. I found my father. You found your...
Mr. Belvedere is a humble servant. Stanley, you're a horse's ass.
Hey, big guy. Everybody, this is Dr. Jerry.
Dr. Jerry. Oh, it must be great having just one name.
He was a scarecrow slasher?
Primarily, although he was suspected in the disfigurement of several whisk brooms. I was so scared at night I'd sleep in the closet so he couldn't find me.
Rose, don't say another word to me. Just get into bed, but don't say another word.
Oh, Blanche, you'll never know.
That's me without my toupee.
I guess that's it.
Do you mind if I use a phone?
You already used my daughter. You didn't ask for my permission.
There's a phone in the living room.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi. Okay, I know what it looks like.
Stocks and bonds. Hey, this is found money. This is fun money. This is hot beaches and sweaty men money. This is get naked and roll around on the ground money.
Even your money has more fun than I do.
My bullhorn. Oh, this is the only thing I have left from my one day as a mountain rangerette. Hey, you! Get out of the pass. This is avalanche country.
What about this? You still want this old camera?
Where did you find that? That was Charlie's camera. And it's...
Lambskins are the ultra-sensitive. Two of them have the lambskins, and the blonde has the ultra-sensitive in black. Lambskins are $12.95. The Black.
For me, not you, Fatal Blossom, for me. We went for a walk this morning on the beach and he told me.
Dorothy, this came for you.
Oh, it's from Stan. It's steaks. He sent me... Huh? She felt it was her personal responsibility to elect Adlai Stevenson president. Well, she didn't care for Eisenhower because, you know, he claimed to have liberated Italy, and she said Italy was liberated enough. Already too many people eating meat on Friday and wearing condoms on Saturday.
I almost forgot the reason I came out to talk to you. Oh, it's about the banquet.
Oh, now, don't you worry about a thing, Mr. Allen. I love to throw a party. You just leave everything to me.
Well, actually, Blanche, I've decided to leave everything to Dorothy.
Actually, he's obsessed with your mother.
Are you saying that his desire to be with me is really his desire to be with my mother?
Wild, huh? It's all subconscious. Sophia represents Stan's own mother, who passed away before the two of them could resolve things.
Doc, this is rougher than the session when I thought I was in love with you.
Blanche. Rose, listen, I think maybe I owe you an apology. When we were having our argument, I may have said some things I didn't mean.
Like when you said I was a dummy?
No. Anyway, the important thing is for us to stay partners and finish our book.
Oh, forget it. There isn't going to be any book.
Now, what are you saying?
I want the whole city to see what you've been going through.
You mean I'm gonna be on TV?
You bet.
Do I get to put on makeup?
Well, sure.
Oh, boy. I mean, makeup, that's sissy stuff.
Thank God we're finished.
You what?
It cost me my entire life savings, but I don't care. I'm gonna sail around the world, and it's all because of you. And I want you to come along with me.
You.
God said you'd say that. He said you'd say that too.
Ma, stop this.
3 for 3.
Ma, this is ridiculous. You don't want to be a nun.
Yes, I do, Dorothy. God reminded me today that I've always had a dream, a very private dream, one I never talked about. When I was growing up, I wanted to join the convent.
Go with me off this plane. What was that?
Oh, that was them shutting the door.
They shut the door?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Candy. I'll be your flight hostess. Please review the information cards in your...
Sitting around the table, where you read around the table with a lot of actors, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there with Rue and Bea, and you had to be very careful. When you'd read a line, you better be ready. You threw it over the net, and you better be ready because you were going to get it right back. That was the most exciting read-through I've ever...
I never thought I'd ever be saying this in my wildest dreams, and you know just how wild they can get. What I'm trying to tell you, Simon, the last time we made love was the last time. Guess it's just lucky that we took those snapshots.
We don't have to go through all that trouble. I bought this for my grandson. It sounded so good, I kept it for myself.
Oh, I love Glenn Miller. I met my husband at a Glen.
Yeah? How would you like to star in my video? Are there any nude love scenes involved? No! Because if it's integral to the plot, I'll be more than happy to do it.
You see, Dorothy, Sophia wants to be in my video. Why won't you?
Dorothy's always been a little camera shy. You'd be, too, if you looked like Fess Parker in heels.
And could spend all his days happy, whittling away, because his family was there for him. I will never forget that look on his face. He was happier than a Kentucky yearling, a frolicking in bluegrass, as high as a hoot owl's perch on the top of a spring blossom.
In English, Jethro, in English.
He was happy.
Hi, girls. Hi, Rose. Oh, Blanche, remember a few days ago when I stood her car was making a funny kind of a noise sometimes?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's making it all the time now.
Oh, it's nothing serious, I'm sure. You're Pussycat too?
I am Pussycat 1. You are Pussycat 2. What can I do? Ma obviously needs her. My hands are tied.
Sorry about that nerve.
You sure you're not going to say I told you so? You're a good person, Dorothy. You want some?
Wonderful. Half a pound of cholesterol.
Are you sure you don't want to go take a ride and look at our swamp?
Charlie? Charlie, I want to believe it's you. Tell me something that only the two of us would know.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Oh my God, it is you! Why are you up to her standards?
She's always harping on us to do everything just right. I'm surprised she doesn't check our underwear before we leave the house.
Those of you who wear underwear.
Marvelous. Now get the hell out of my room.
Ma, Dennis had an affair. What he did was terrible. How can she forgive him?
Dorothy, please, let me go back to sleep. I was in the middle of a dream where I was held captive on a desert island by Cesar Romero in a loincloth.
Ma, Kate and I had a fight. I have to talk. Oh, Ma. Oh, this brings back so many memories. The time I was 5.
Bad idea.
Ma, you all right?
I'm fine. I just panicked for a minute.
Mother and a friend.
No, she wasn't, Blanche. Honey, you're still a mother. And even though your kids are grown up and act like they don't need you, they do.
I'm not so sure about that, Dorothy.
You're absolutely right, Dorothy. And I'll tell you something else. A mother sometimes needs her children even more.
Over her, just like she was somebody. I just have to keep reminding myself, I am Blanche Devereaux. I am beautiful. Men find me desirable. And my life is over.
Boy, when the mask falls off, it really makes a thud.
Come on, Dorothy, sing so. Oh, Mama!
I got a message that you wanted to see me. Am I in trouble?
I wanted you to come down here so you'd see how good I was at firing up a class, but obviously it backfired.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Thor. I'm sorry I don't remember.
Me too. Rose?
What?
Maybe that...
That's when the pods take over your body.
Ma, I hate to admit it, but there may be something to Rose's positive thinking course. Last night after the meeting, I decided to write down all the negative thoughts that come into my... Oh, thank God you're here!
Arrested for prostitution. I can't believe it.
Sophia, we're innocent.
I know that. I can't believe these dumb cops would think anyone would pay money to sleep with you.
Sophia, did you come to bail us out?
If the city of Atlantis is lost, how can Bobby Vinton appear there twice a year?
Rose, the most unbelievable thing has happened. Remember that letter you wrote to Gorbachev? He's answered it. He wants to see you.
What did Reagan say?
Abracadabra, 1, 2, 3. Relax. Dorothy, was your car the ace of spades?
Ma, what the hell are you talking about?
I never bought that unconscious story.
I swear, he must have slipped me something.
Apparently.
But at least what we all did was natural.
Blanche, maybe you should stay and talk to a counselor, too.
Oh, look, Santa's come to spread some Christmas cheer. Oh, good luck with these blooming gusses.
Hold it. No one's going anywhere.
Miles!
Let's go watch it again.
Well, I finally finished my letter. I got everything down, every little hurt out.
This is to me.
I found out during the process that Pop was a pretty good father, but I
Barely cover my perky bosoms.
You're only gonna sit in an inch of water?
Let us behave.
Nope, she's still mad at me. I'm not mad, but if I were, I'd have every reason to be.
Rose, come on now. You're about to swallow your chin.
It's just that the invitation to dinner should have come from me.
I asked you 3 times in this past week to invite Dr. Newman to dinner, and you always put it off.
I didn't put it off. You can do that by yourself.
I'm aware of that, Rose. Stan didn't want to get old. No, I'd like someone to sit on the porch with, hold hands, listen to the birds, watch the grass grow.
Blanche, what kind of man are you looking for?
He's right about the outfit.
Oh, Dorothy, you don't understand. I've just never felt very comfortable around children, and they can sense it. I guess it's because I was never really a child myself. I mean, from the time I entered school, I always behaved like a mature young lady. Why, I was the only girl in the 5th grade whose boyfriend had a fake eye. Tell it.
Hi, Mrs. Devereaux. Do you remember me? I was here the other day.
David, I want you to come in and sit down. Now, we have to have a talk. I am tired of you lurking around outside my house.
$400? Back in St. Olaf, the most expensive room is $18.50. And that includes the cow.
All right, Rose, why would you want a cow in the room?
It's the law. We're on the set.
Come on, honey. We don't want to keep our dates waiting.
Wait, Blanche, honey, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, no, I never wear underwear.
I mean my jewelry.
Oh, forget it. Why paint the peacock? Your sister for captain of the cheerleading squad? When the day came, we had to perform in front of the entire school, and Charmaine was fantastic. She twirled those batons so fast she looked like a DC-3 coming in for a landing. Then it was my turn. So I did some cartwheels and only fell once. I did a handstand.
Kingme,
Ma, you can't do that.
what are you talking about? It's a perfectly legal double jump.
Yes, but I'm black, you're red.
Hey, it's supposed to be a friendly game. All of a sudden you're playing Vegas rules. Hi, everyone.
Oh, Lucy, honey,
It's not easy being the mother of a child with her own free will.
I knew I felt the refrigerator open. What's wrong? You've been upset all day.
It's Rebecca. I just don't understand. Why didn't some...
Your infestation profile is threefold. You have silverfish and water bugs in the drainage areas, and under the baseboard structure you have Blattaria andropolis.
Did you hear that, Rose? The president of Greece lives under our baseboard.
Blattaria andropolis is a cockroach.
Maybe he'll be voted out next election.
What do you...
Tell him I faked it. Well, I did. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Oh, please. Perspective, doesn't it?
Hi.
Hey, Sophia.
Stephen, nice to see you again.
Dorothy, it's nice to see you. Do you mind if I get something to drink? I must have sweat off 10 pounds today.
You played a lot of tennis?
Yeah, right. Just help you outside that we can't do right here.
You promised us we could pee in the woods.
Get away from that couch. I have an idea. Who's in the mood for some real camp-out food? I have beans, I have crackers.
Cheese and crackers, Rose. Not eggs gefluffy? Ham and Gunterhagens? Pigs and a Svenkabluten?
No, but you sure know how to make a...
You kept a diary about raising 2 pigs.
You know another way to get a 4-H pig diary badge?
You know, even surgical stockings only have so much elastic.
Hello?
I don't know.
Honey, I don't understand. If you and the kids hit it off, then what's the problem?
Well, I hardly ever see Richard. Today was the 3rd time this week he's had a last-minute meeting, and I had to spend the day with the kids.
He's a busy man.
Too busy. Even little Richard came up to me and said, "Now, don't worry, this happens all the time."
Remember prom night 1946?
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I'm that somebody.
Now, I think what Ma's referring to is a little practical joke that Trudy played on me. You know, all of us on the tennis team decided that we would wear our tennis whites to the prom. Well, I showed up, but...
On the top?
Jealous of my sister, you idiot.
You're right. You know, this is what I miss. You calling me idiot. You slamming the door in my face when I come over.
I know what you mean. We weren't that happy when we were married. We weren't that happy when we were going to remarry. Seems our relationship...
The dance floor is out too unless she can find a new partner within the next minute.
Oh, yeah? Excuse me, sir. Listen, would you consider dumping your partner and dancing with me? Huh? Listen, sir, excuse me. Would you consider it?
That's wonderful. No, I'll be right up for. I have done it. A breakthrough. Jimmy is tired of isolating.
Oh, that's great, Dorothy.
I don't think I like this whole situation, Pussycat.
Oh, come on, Ma, I'm helping.
You're not a shrink. Be careful.
Giles, what are you doing here?
Well, not that it matters, but I was on my way to the Theater of the Living. I thought I'd pop in and purchase a couple of day-old eclairs, which, incidentally, are for a dinner I'm making you next week. But the better question is, what are you doing here with these dandies yet?
Dandies!
Hello. Hello. Do you have a match?
I think so. Let's see. Here you go.
Thank you.
Each other.
Rose, we both answered an ad to share Blanche's house that we found in the supermarket. It was not the resurrection. It is hardly a miracle.
To me, it was a miracle because we're happy. It's not fair, you know. I mean, we get married, we have kids. Ain't Olaf's story? Now, what's wrong?
Well, I just don't think it was right of Ma to hire that matchmaker behind my back. Now, why does she always meddle in my life?
Well, Dorothy, you know, I recently read about a man in Paris, France, named Freudenstock.
Rose!
Promotion at the museum.
Oh, no, did not tell you that position was filled.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, the museum director gave it to Sally Fulkerson. The money I spent on tuition, she spent on a tummy tuck and a butt lift.
Blanche, I hope you're not discouraged.
Oh, not one bit. My time will come. One day her butt will...
Hi, Ma. What you doing?
Thinking
About what?
about wind, water, rocks, man's place in the delicate balance of nature's harmony. Where we're going, where the road ends,
Gee, Ma, I never knew you were so philosophical.
I'm not, so stop infinity.
Doesn't work in a museum the way we do.
I call them Winter of St. Olaf, and Spring of St. Olaf, and Summer of St. Olaf.
Why haven't you painted the Fall of St. Olaf?
Because it hasn't happened yet. Although we came pretty close when new math came along.
And always chicken out.
I know, Blanche. I mean, she'd be upset, but not for long. And just think how it would help you two in the long run.
But how do I keep from chickening out?
By telling her. Tonight, while you've still got your dander up. I'm sorry.
Get new heroes. I am going to be a model. There I was, sitting at the lunch counter, and just like Miss Lana Turner, I was discovered. Well, not exactly like Miss Lana Turner.
You mean she was sipping a soda and you were scarfing down your usual lumberjack breakfast?
Oh, Rose. Sit.
Oh,
what is it?
Oh,
Sit down.
nothing. I'm all right. I'm fine.
No, you are not, and I'm tired of watching you suffer.
That's what Daddy said to our horse, old Toby, when he broke his leg. Then he shot him.
Yeah, but you're so successful.
I'm also 60, and I'm miserable. I went to law school so I could fight for the little guy. Now I'm fighting for multinational corporations. I'm so frazzled I find myself sneaking into the washroom to make balloon giraffes.
I'm a mother. I know these things.
Good night, Ma.
Good night.
What's that smell?
Long. He is so sophisticated and charming and rich and handsome. He fairly screams Blanche. At least he will before I'm through with him. Girls, look! It's the St. Olaf Woman of the Year trophy. It says here I won Woman of the Year after all because...
I just have to see what Joe has to say about all of this.
You just have to see what Joe has to say about all this, huh? And this Joe, would he happen to be Joe Mama?
Joe Stewart, he's my business.
We tell Dorothy we want to go to Hollywood? Why don't we? As soon as she gets up. Hey, to Hollywood! To Hollywood!
Morning.
I guess you ladies didn't recognize...
Now he tells me that he's going to serve wild duck and crayfish. They come from the wetlands. It's like holding a Save the Whales function on a Japanese trawler.
Is there an open ball?
You know, Ma, that's part of the problem. Nobody cares. But I still wanted it to be just mine, you know, and I was afraid that you might take that part away, and I was feeling jealous and lonely and God knows what else.
Magenta.
Excuse me?
Magenta. That's what I call it.
Milk duds.
They're delicious. I love them. The trouble is they take out my dentures.
Sophia, I don't think you're having a heart attack. It's most likely a gallbladder attack brought on by overeating. Overeating, by the way, is a gross understatement for what you've described to me.
Not this time. I'm tired of being the tonto of the group.
I tried to get another ticket and I couldn't.
Then this time we'll have to draw cards. I missed out on the Vita.
Now forget the cards, Ma. I am not about to give up a chance to meet Burt Reynolds.
Me neither. Et tu, Blanche?
Sophia, Mr. Burt Reynolds is one of our finest living actors.
Sophia?
I forgot to give you this letter.
Oh, from Sicily.
A gift from Cousin Vito.
A feather. That's a message of some kind, isn't it?
What are you babbling about?
Don't play dumb with me, Ma. Everything from Sicily.
You don't have to do this, Miles.
Yes, I do, Rose. I have to show you how much I've changed. Rose, you're a...
Familiar with the big gun.
Here goes. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you.
Look, Ma, please, we'll discuss this after Stan leaves.
What's to discuss? You're leaving me behind to guard the house like an old watchdog. I hope a neighbor comes by to give me fresh water.
Hello, Stan.
Dorothy, hello. You look fantastic.
Please, Stan.
My Reagan impression.
Satisfied customers. I was thinking about having my breasts done like hers.
All right, Blanche, but do you think black really suits you?
I was talking about the shape. See, these are...
Believed it too.
Right up to the part where Jesus had his Olympic medals taken away for playing professional baseball.
That became sort of a tradition with us.
Yeah. You had ingenuity then. You didn't let anything beat you, and you can do it again, Stan. If you just work hard and turn on that Zbornak chop.
Sandwich afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I guess sex and food are a big part of our lives. In fact, just recently, last summer or last spring, it's so hard to remember which.
Why does it have to be so hard?
The hardest part for me was explaining to my... Her cousin Joe is hanging the wallpaper in Tony Bennett's guest bathroom.
Oh, that's nice.
He says celebrities stop by there all the time. And one day he saw Dean Martin, Liberace, Don Rickles, and Mitzi Gaynor.
All of these people stop by to use the bathroom on the same day?
What am I, urologist to the stars? Oh, I know it. You're right. It's just terrible. If I get up in the middle of the night, I eat.
Wait a minute. You know something? We're being selfish. I mean, Rose's problem is more important than my date.
Am I losing 2 pounds?
3 pounds.
She has to face reality.
I am.
Oh, you can't sleep either.
No. Want some tea?
Oh, please.
Watch what you're grabbing. I got a specimen in
The country club. And every year he'd say we were just going to have a nice, quiet little dinner. Then we'd walk into the dining room, and the lights would go on, and our friends, all from the finest families, would yell, "Surprise!" And every year I'd pretend to be surprised. It always made George so happy.
But good Lord, how could you fake it every year?
Well, Dorothy, when we...
Hey, I have a chiclet here somewhere if you're fighting over a piece of gum.
Hi, Sophia. I didn't notice you there.
Well, I noticed you, and I noticed your hands all over my daughter.
Do you hear your daughter complaining?
I apologize, Sophia.
John is making promises and in celebration of Rose's miraculous recovery. I've decided I'm going to go out more. But she's going to be a lawyer and I can't go out?
You know, I've never been afraid of dying. That's because I'm not going to stay.
Okay, Blanche, I give up. Come on, Rose, let's go shopping. Listen, Rose, I'm sorry you got stuck shopping with me. I realize that Dorothy's forcing you to.
No, she is.
Yes, she is. She always makes you do her dirty work. She takes terrible advantage of you, Rose.
We should go.
Wait, listen. It's a family curse, this obsession with women. The men in our family are weak. Why could they all be more like Cousin Anthony?
Oh, Ma, Cousin Anthony had an obsession with men in cowboy hats who hung around Times Square.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna trust in your family, because family is...
Hell, if we do have to go to a nursing home, let's all go together.
But what happens when there's only one of us left?
Don't worry, I can take care of myself.
They're called Longenhurden.
What is called Longenhelden?
The helmet with the horns.
Why, for 2 seconds...
Girls! Isn't it funny? Sometimes you have to almost lose somebody before you realize how much they really mean to you. Let's go out and celebrate life. Let's go out and do something crazy.
Let's fly to Freeport and gamble all night.
We can't afford it. Glorious, glorious. Jeffrey is a dream. It was even worth the guilt I felt over sticking Blanche with Stan. Incidentally, is she still speaking to me?
She's not home yet.
Oh, poor Blanche. When Stan is depressed, he is the second most boring man in the world.
Who's the first?
Stan when he's not depressed.
We can start the press conference now. Where is Rose?
She left to pick up her cadet troop.
That's adorable. She wants to share this moment with friends her own age. You must be very proud of your daughter.
My daughter?
Friends her own age.
Move to widen Richmond Street. Now, will the representative of those wanting to block the proposal please step forward?
Wish me luck.
Wait a minute, Blanche. Why should you do it?
Because we'll have a better chance. Dorothy, I happen to be a wonderful orator, and 2 of the commissioners can verify that.
Blanche, orator means...
Hey, Kirsten, the difference between boys and girls. I knew the time had come, but I kept putting it off. Finally, I decided it was time to take the bull by the horns.
So you told her?
No, I took the bull by the horns, turned him around, and showed her what makes a bull a bull.
Performs?
Oh, come on, George. It means that we just did something together and it felt great. And we've got to do more of that without the kids. But you're never here.
What do you want me to do, Renee?
Cut back on your practice.
What do I do? Tell a guy in cardiac arrest I can't see you I'm meeting my wife for sushi?
George.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does Rose know?
No.
Oh, good. I don't think you ought to tell her. After all, she's not as worldly and sophisticated about these things as I am.
Absolutely. If she finds out Danny Thomas is a lesbian, it'll break her heart. Problem. I'll drag my bad leg over to the door.
Ma'am, you really shouldn't open the door without asking who it is first.
Fine. Who is it?
Detective Al Mullins, Miami PD.
Michael?
Oh, hi, Ma. What are you doing up?
Waiting up for you.
I brought you something.
Change from my 40?
No, these little bamboo umbrellas.
These are mine to keep. Didn't know.
I have this recurring fantasy. Take me, Alex, take me now, I tell him. And he says to me, Blanche, in the form of a question.
Wow, what a tough day. I really need some not really nuns.
We're actually gorgeous private citizens.
Now I'm confused.
Come to the kitchen. I'll fix you some breakfast and explain the whole thing.
Look, everybody, the storm's letting up. Oh, I'm going to run right on over to Walter's.
Aren't you going to change?
Peppermint.
Don't yell. I heard you the first time.
It's nice to sit here at the beach.
Yeah. Beach is nice. Always was.
My Sal used to like the beach.
Tell me about it. That's why you wanted to open our pizza knish stand on the boardwalk in Coney Island.
How did she die?
You know, we're not sure. One night, she left in her wheelchair and she never came back. The next day, the neighborhood kids had a go-kart with 2 really big fat
Offered us a drink. That is, until one of the truckers noticed my wedding band. Well, I was so stunned I couldn't speak. But Becky Sue spoke right up. She said, "Oh, that's all right. She's a widow."
Oh, Blanche, you poor baby.
I know. You can bet the next time I decided to party when George was out of town on business, I left that wedding ring at home.
Me. I can't make it by myself.
Oh, honey.
thing for me to do is move back to Lily. Happy about it, didn't you like her?
Oh, I adored her. She was like another mother to me. In fact, she was the only friend I had. I was a lonely child. My sisters refused to play with me because I was so beautiful. Do you know what that's like? No, of course you don't.
I mean, a few hot flashes, and that was it.
Oh, I've heard about those hot flashes.
They didn't bother me. I live in Florida. Who can tell the difference between a hot flash and a weather front?
Oh, but it's all so depressing.
I had a cousin once didn't get her period for 20 years. Then at 72, she got pregnant.
Suppose all the greats knew this feeling. And the thing is, after all this, I've decided not to sell my book. It's too good to sell. They can publish it after I'm dead, like Vincent Van Gogh.
Van Gogh was a painter, Blanche.
Whatever, it's all the same thing. Words. Bonjour. Or was it bon appetit? I don't remember. Anyway, it was something in French. I guess nobody minded that I couldn't this mess. Maybe I ought to call the newspaper.
Now, wait. I think you should let Gil handle it himself. Oh, the paper says he's having a press conference this afternoon. I don't think you should do anything until then.
Okay, fine, I'll wait.
Look at this picture of Kessler, Dorothy. There's a secret behind those eyes. Trust my hunch on this one. I'm never wrong.
Oh, come on, Ma. Thank you for all your support.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dorothy. It's just Lucy doesn't know that that's really Fred dressed up as a burglar.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was more important. To the ball, and I'll throw you down the This is embarrassing. Now get back out there.
The elevator stopped on every floor, and I had to hold my breath all that time. And I finally fainted, and I hit my head, and then I had to stay there because I had a concussion, and I had to hold my breath all the way down in the elevator to the emergency room. Then I had to hold my breath in the X-ray, where they ask you to hold your breath anyway. And then
I have great news.
Oh, goodness, no, of course I knew that. I'm not blind. Not that there's anything wrong in that. Of course, there's nothing so good about it either. Could we just go?
Great. What restaurant are we headed to?
Oh, Harvey's at the Shore. Do you know it?
No, I don't.
Oh, you'll love it. It has a gorgeous view.
Hi, Blanche. Hi, Rose. Hey, girls.
Where on earth have you girls been?
Well, we were helping elderly people get a good grip on the escalator. We just lost all track of time.
Oh, sweet. Isn't that sweet?
Can you guys hold our bags? Sure. We want to go toss a few pennies in the fountain. I'm going to make a wish that we stay pals forever.
Oh, we'll see you in the car.
Tell Rose goodbye for me, will
Have
you?
a wonderful time. And listen, don't forget to moan. Helps keep a man focused.
Oh, God.
Just like that.
Now, Ma, you're going to do what Blanche tells you.
Yeah.
You're not going to give her any trouble.
No.
You're going to be Blanche's little helper.
All the men were bald. Just me and a bunch of bald men. Oh, and I kept hearing the voice of God. Anyway, one day I just finally said to myself, Blanche, you are bigger than this. You don't have to succumb to any dream. Unless it involves meeting Mel Gibson at an oyster bar.
Yeah, that's very funny, Rose. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. I passed this burger joint around the corner. Look like there might be some kids here.
Oh, but Dollop, wait a minute, you just got here. Oh, I'd really prefer you to stay.
I planned a special meal for you, David.
Tomorrow. I love leftovers.
Well, what time will you be back?
Nothing at all. Back in St. Olaf, our justice system is very progressive. Their motto was, use a gun, go apologize. I'll get it.
It sounds so natural, doesn't it?
Well, then I guess till next Tuesday, we are Kid Pepe's managers.
What happens after Tuesday?
We take our winnings and buy a heavyweight. Okay, a middleweight, and a microwave.
Ma, forget it. This insanity...
I don't deserve these kinds of problems.
Oh, honey, maybe I can help. I live to help. I'm a great friend, contrary to popular belief.
Miles can't take me to the wedding. He's going to be out of town at a teaching seminar. Now I can't go.
Well, that shouldn't keep you from going.
Oh, I have my reasons. It's a long story.
You don't have to worry about people misspelling your last name all the time.
Is your last name difficult to spell?
Yes, but I'm getting better at it.
This must be our patient.
No, Jerry. It's the old paralyzed lady on the couch.
Doctor, I just don't understand. She was fine this morning.
Ladies.
Old as you are and still be in the business. Well, good luck.
I've never felt so good and so cheap in my whole life.
What do you do when you and Raymond want to, make love?
Blanche!
Well, it's bound to come up. How do you handle it?
Yeah, Dorothy, how do you handle it?
Handle it? I can't even get close to it.
Phil tried to keep them a secret, but I knew he was spending his Thursday nights with them.
Oh, I know it's hard, but try not to hate them, my dear. They're just lonely creatures who were reaching out to another person for a little warmth.
These are the guys from Phil's poker game.
In the top cabin.
Talking about the Cheswick dude. I finally sat the old man down and explained that at 90 there would never be anything between us.
What did he say?
He said not never, but with a little luck every 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, I'm glad everybody's still up. I just had a
आता या पिल्लू कर तयारी जायचं आता काश्मीरला आता या पिल्लू कर तयारी जायचं आता काश्मीरला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला बबडी माझी पोळी तुझ्या गालावर पडते खळी तुला लावितो गलाडी गोडी रंगाना थोडी हाय काळी तुझं बबडी माझी पोळी तुझ्या गालावर पडते खळी तुला लावितो गलाडी गोडी रंगाना थोडी हाय काळी जावापासून भेटली मला चैन पडे ना गजीबाला जावापासून भेटली मला चैन पडे ना गजीबाला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला जानू दिसायला गपरी तुझ्या माग ही दुनिया सारी मी आता माग माग तुझ्या तू जाती गच्चीवरी जानू दिसायला गपरी तुझ्या माग ही दुनिया सारी मी आता माग माग तुझ्या तू जाती गच्चीवरी जो कोणी आला मधी ग आपल्या एका एकाला मी पळविला जो कोणी आला मधी ग आपल्या एका एकाला मी पळविला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला बस मी गुपचूप घरी म्हणे मी माझ्या पप्पाची तरी लव्ह मॅरेज करून जानो तुला घेऊन जाईन घरी बस मी गुपचूप घरी म्हणे मी माझ्या पप्पाची तरी लव्ह मॅरेज करून जानो तुला घेऊन जाईन घरी अक्षय नितीनचा नवीन तडगा जाऊन सांग तुझ्या बापाला अक्षय नितीनचा नवीन तडगा जाऊन सांग तुझ्या बापाला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला आता या पिल्लू कर तयारी जायचं आता काश्मीरला आता या पिल्लू कर तयारी जायचं आता काश्मीरला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला तुला घेऊन शालू बनारसीचा जायचं आता हनीमूनला